Welcome to another edition of hard-hitting sports analysis here on the Talon. I'm Arthur Balin.
I'm Scott Hill.
And we are going to talk about sports today. You excited?
Very excited.
I'm very excited too. So let's move on to our first topic, which is the men's ice hockey team. Hockey East is going to tournament season. The brackets are set, and BC is the #1 seed in the conference. How do you think they're going to do in the tournament?
Well, Arthur, I'm disappointed they lost on Saturday after such a great performance on Friday night. I think the statistic is that they went like 15 games without losing. Is that correct?
That sounds about right.
Yes, they'd been playing awesome hockey before the disappointing loss at Lowell. But in a way, I kind of like that loss because in the same way where Kentucky was perfect going into the NCAA tournament last year and then, took their loss in the tournament.
That's basketball.
Yeah, but this kind of like gets our loss out of the way is the point I'm making.
Excuse me. See, the problem, I'm not worried about loss. The thing with late college hockey in like late February and going into March is that a lot of weird things can happen. And I think that it's just that on Saturday it was just a case of a team needing, UMass Lowell needing the win more than BC did. So move on to our second topic. Women's hockey is playing in the semifinal and final this weekend at Andover at Merrimack College. Who do you got?
I take the women. I take BC. Obviously, they've been perfect on the season. Tremendous hockey team all year. 3 different players who could conceivably win National Player of the Year. Do you think anything different?
No, I think BC's got to be the favorite there. I think it's a little bit closer than you're making it seem. There are 4 very good teams going to Merrimack this weekend. Northeastern, it would probably be my second pick after BC. But again, weird things can happen in the tournament. You got a bunch of teams like BU and UConn. They're playing for their playoff lives right now. If they don't win the tournament, they're not going to make it to the NCAA tournament. And they've got some really good players. Elaine Truly on UConn's got to be one of the better goalies in Hockey East, and BC's got to get through her. And they had trouble last year in the semifinal getting pucks past her. They ended up winning that game, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. So moving on from the ice to the hardwood, men's basketball is number 14 in the ACC tournament. That sounds bad.
It does sound. It is bad, Arthur. This has been a disappointing year for BC, and just when we thought they were starting to play better against North Carolina and Syracuse, we took a step backwards at Wake Forest, and then again against Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. Although Georgia Tech was a bit of an inspiring performance from Dennis Clifford and Eli Carter's mixed game. But this was what's going to happen when you have a young team that was never very good from the start, and then you lose Jerome Robinson and A.J. Turner. It was just the perfect storm against BC.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious that there's a talent gap between BC and the rest of the conference. When BC gets a win, if they get a win in the tournament or in the last 2 games they have coming up, it's going to be like kind of a fluke thing, and that's kind of the reality. They don't have the same talent the rest of the conference does, so that's why you're seeing them struggle a little bit. So moving from the hardwood to the field, not quite as poetic as the other one. BC baseball started their season. They're 7-1 on the year. Their one loss was to the Red Sox on Monday. What do you think of the baseball team?
Well, it sounds like it's a good group. It sounds like they're expected to compete, for a strong year in the postseason. It sounds like they've got good pitching. They've got a good senior captain in Cronin, and their catcher's very talented. I think the best defensive catcher in the ACC last season. I'm looking forward to a really strong year from the baseball team.
Yeah, they definitely, in my opinion, they got better from last year to this year. They're definitely a stronger team. I'm a little bit on the let's wait and see side because they haven't played the best of teams yet. Their open to their schedule was a little bit tough, but then again, they're not going to beat the Red Sox today. So 7-1 seems about right, but it's something that they should it's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Definitely.
So today was the end of the NHL trade deadline. A couple big stories coming out of it. What do you think was the biggest story coming out today?
Well, Louis Eriksson didn't get traded, did he?
He did not. Louis Eriksson is staying put.
That's surprising. To me, that was the most surprising thing. I was looking for a long time I've been listening to rumors about Louis getting traded. And so to see him stay put, I think it's I think it's an interesting decision, and I respect Claude Julien's opinion. So I think that's the one that struck me the most.
Yeah, I think the Bruins' biggest pickup today was getting Lee Stepniak from the New Jersey Devils. Stepniak was the Devils' leading scorer, so that gives them a little bit of sort of like one more scorer up front. I don't think he's going to be the Bruins' leading scorer because it's something that we've had a conversation with my friends a lot. Stepniak isn't exactly like a #1 scorer, but he certainly can be solid in the supporting role. Well, that is it for this edition of the Talon. That's Scott Hill. I'm Arthur Balin. Have a good night.